We begin tonight with the ongoing sewage crisis in the South Bay and the impact it's having on small businesses. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Carlo Cicchetto.
I'm Marcella Lee. Businesses have faced fewer visitors, less foot traffic, and tough choices. But today they had a chance to share their concerns with the top federal small business official.
News 8's Brian White joins us live from Imperial Beach with what they had to say. Brian.
Yeah, it's been more than 1,000 consecutive days. That's nearly 3 years since these beaches have been fully open, and it's taken a toll on local businesses. Today, they had a chance to air out their concerns with a top federal official. Small Business Administration Deputy Administrator Bill Briggs touring contaminated flood zones along the Tijuana River Valley.
This is sewage from Tijuana, straight untreated for the most part.
The visit is part of a federal effort to address the decades-long cross-border sewage crisis, one the administration says it's committed to solving.
EPA is the lead on it right now, and they have the MOU with Mexico, and part of that is ensuring that Mexico is working and doing its part.
Before talking solutions, Briggs says his focus right now is listening.
My heart goes out to them, right? I mean, it's important. I'm trying to understand how their businesses may or may not have been impacted, and I want them to succeed.
At a roundtable near the Imperial Beach Pier,
I really would welcome the input, and I welcome the opportunity to hear from folks.
Local owners like Ceci Menachini shared how nearly 3 years of closures have taken a toll.
We're hopeful that there's relief, but I would rather have it fixed than have a loan. So that's my bottom line. You know, we're losing out on tourism. Our clients are moving away. People don't want to come here because it's a health risk now.
Others, like gym owner Lee Gray, say the impacts stretch beyond the shoreline.
People came down here for the beach. We're in Southern California, but now that it's closed, business has been impacted. So many businesses have been going out of business because we don't have the foot traffic for it.
A crisis many here say is long overdue for a real fix.
It does give us some hope. I mean, we kind of feel that we're being forgotten and that nothing's really being done about it because it's been going on for so long.
We may eventually see some relief, some small business loans that may be in the works, but there was no official talk of that today. No promises made. These business owners say they appreciate the visit, but they're still waiting on lasting change. Marcella, Carlo.
Thanks so much, Brian.
All right, this is a live look at Highway 79 in Julian as a wind advisory is about to take effect. It looks a little cloudy up there.
Sure.
All this ahead of some possible rain overnight tonight.
Chief Meteorologist Carlene Chavis joins us now for a first look at what we can expect. Carlene, looks ominous out there.
Yeah, a little drizzly out there. So we've been having these misty conditions throughout the day. Clouds looking ominous at times as we do have that area of low pressure starting to move on shore. But when it comes to more measurable rainfall, it looks to be more favorable overnight. So this is the view from Mount Soledad Cam, very similar to what you just saw for Julian. Your sunset for tonight is going to be at 7:08. So wind advisory goes into effect, and that's in less than 2 hours. That will be for Julian and the mountains as a whole, as well as the desert. That's bringing in those wind gusts upwards of about 55 miles per hour. Strongest wind speeds will be tomorrow, but we will continue to hold on to this wind advisory all the way through 11 p.m. on Thursday. So sustained wind speeds about 25 to 35 miles per hour out of the west. More expansive view across the west. There's that area of low pressure. It's a fast mover. That's why we're focusing more on the wind speeds than we are on heavy rainfall with this. So drizzle, a little misty right now in spots and some spotty showers all the way through about 5 a.m. The chances will be there through tomorrow morning. It looks a little ominous, especially when you're looking at that radar, but when we take a closer look at what's actually sticking on the ground, that is not too much out there. So we'll go ahead and set the clock in motion. Time out just a little bit more coming up. Carlo.
Thanks, Carlene. And remember, you can find an extended weather forecast on the CBS 8 app. Stream now on your TV for free.
New tonight, women are warning each other about a disturbing trend at Balboa Park.
There are multiple reports of men exposing themselves on the trails, and one woman is sharing her story. News 8's Steffi Roche joins us live from Balboa Park. And Steffi, you talked with that woman just a little while ago, I understand.
Yes, Haley Beeman says she was walking alone on the Cabrillo Trail, kind of in this area near the Marston house around Balboa Park. And she says that's where she came across the two men who were exposing themselves. She first came across the first man who was exposing and touching himself, and then she soon passed that man and says she turned a corner and came across yet another man who she says was also aggressively touching himself while exposed.
The option to turn around, and by the time I was in between the two of them, I just had to keep walking. And so I just had to walk past them, and it was really scary because I didn't know if they were going to lunge out and grab me. It was kind of more of a secluded trail before you get to the park in Bankers Hill.
She made a video about the experience on social media and says women have reached out sharing similar stories of harassment while walking in the park. She tells me she did call 911 once she was in a safe space. San Diego police confirmed calls for indecent exposure in the area on March 14th and this specific incident on March 22nd. Police say both callers declined to make formal reports or give statements, and that in order for an investigation to take place, the person or victim calling to report the incident must be willing to share a statement. I told Beeman this information, and she says now she is looking and planning to reach back out to police and file an official report. Meanwhile, police confirm that no arrests have been made. For now, reporting live from Balboa Park, I'm Steffi Roche, News 8.
Thank you, Steffi. An update tonight on that SUV that flew off a freeway transition bridge and landed in the Sweetwater River over the weekend with deadly results.
We have learned tonight it was a married couple who was killed, and the driver accused of hitting them from behind was arrested on suspicion of DUI. News 8's Jenny Day joins us live from Chula Vista tonight with what we're learning. Jenny?
Yeah, that suspected drunk driver is a 61-year-old man. We are told that he remains behind jail on no bail. We wanted to show you a different vantage point, though, kind of give you a better understanding of how and where this crash happened. So we've made our way under this busy stretch of where multiple freeways connect, and we are told that the couple in that Jeep was at the highest point of this freeway overpass when it plunged into this Sweetwater River below.
And they went over the side. They fell in between the freeway and actually into the water.
Around 1 o'clock Sunday morning, right where the 5 South and 54 West connect in Chula Vista, California Highway Patrol say the rear end of a Jeep with 2 people inside was struck by a Volkswagen. The driver, Douglas Guyton, was arrested for DUI about 5 hours after the crash, but did remain there at the scene. Today, we spoke with bikers on the path below.
It's very, very sad for the family.
I'm sure I feel like everybody else does. It's tragic.
The Jeep was struck with such force it went over the ledge, plunging into the Sweetwater River below, killing both the driver and passenger.
As we were entering the roundabout to go east, we just seen a Jeep completely fly off onto off the bridge into the water.
These Good Samaritans reported seeing sparks flying, alerted authorities, and even tried to save the people inside. In addition to CHP, National City Fire responded, as well as lifeguards, a dive team, and tow truck.
We were attempting to go into the lake, but they were suggesting that we didn't because of how safe it could have been.
CHP tells me they are still waiting to notify the victims' family members, but confirm they are a married couple. Initial reports also indicate at least one vehicle was traveling at high speeds.
These bridges, though, people drive so fast on the freeway. They're sweeping curves after a long run of 65 miles an hour.
After temporarily closing the lanes and retracing the steps from this scene, officers say the investigation is still ongoing. If you happen to witness the crash, CHP wants to hear from you. Back out here live now, we do know that this may involve a drunk driver, but many people still pointed out online that they have been worried about getting too close to the edge. They say that maybe more warning signs are needed, letting you know of that upcoming curve. I mean, I myself even saw as we were driving to this location, multiple scrapes on the side of that very low concrete wall. So certainly a tragedy all around. The suspected DUI driver in this case will face a judge on Thursday. Jenny Day, News 8.
Thanks, Jenny. Many parts of the country are celebrating Farm Workers Day today, recognizing the laborers for their contributions. Formerly known as Cesar Chavez Day, the commemoration is being rebranded following recent allegations that the late civil rights and labor leader sexually abused women and young girls. California, Colorado, and Minnesota changed the name, and some governments have removed monuments to Chavez or scrubbed his name from buildings, facilities, signs, and landmarks.
The war with Iran is sending gas prices skyrocketing across the nation. The national average cost for a gallon of regular unleaded now tops $4, the highest it's been since 2022. That sounds relatively low because here in San Diego County, the average is much higher. The number on your screen per AAA, $5.95 a gallon. That's $1.26 more than what we were paying just 1 month ago. The higher prices are creating a domino effect as some companies are now raising prices for you to offset the cost to transport their goods and services. Some gas experts suggest keeping your driving to a minimum, but they say there are some other things you can do to not break your budget.
On a day of the week is probably not going to cause you to pay a whole lot more or less. There are a lot more things that consumers can do to save themselves a lot more. Things like shopping around before you fill your tank. All gasoline is going to run just fine in your vehicle. It's really about the station that sells it, whether or not some of those stations may not invest as much in making sure that their gasoline is not contaminated, things like that nature. But 99.9% of stations are selling gasoline that's going to run just fine in your car.
And remember, we are always working for you here at News 8, helping you to find the cheapest gas prices across San Diego County or near where you live. Text the word gas to the number on your screen, 858-571-8888, and we will send you a link to a map with the lowest prices.
People are reporting dead seabirds washing ashore along Southern California's coast.
We are sharing what scientists believe is responsible still ahead. Plus, new details we're learning about a federal plan to round up wild horses across 9 states, including California.
And we'll share the new tool being used to fight fires without any water. That's after this.